Hi guys,
Hi.
my name is Liesel Katzen from Curl Chemistry,
And I'm Marion Hermans from Marley Grey.
and today we'll be sharing some tips on natural hair, everything you need to know. Marion, I wanted to ask you, if somebody's going natural and they decide to transition, where do they start?
Transitioning hair, you must remember that you are dealing with damaged hair and growing out your natural hair. So at some point in time, your hair is not going to work because there's two different textures that you're working with. You must also remember the new products that you'll be getting for your hair will be catering to your roots, making it grow healthy, and it will be your natural hair, which means that the damaged ends won't know how to behave, and so they might end up being dry or strum and those types of things. So it's important to know when you are transitioning, patience is important because you don't want to rip through your hair, it could break easily.
And especially those ends where the natural meets the relaxer. The relaxed part is quite brittle,
Fragile, yeah.
and you don't want to keep combing
over and pulling on it, because I know that when you are transitioning, you're still stuck in the mindset that your hair must be flat,
Yes,
must be straight. So yeah, remember, patience is key. Finding good products that cater to your natural root hair, and that's important when you're starting your natural journey.
So also speak to us about the big chop, because so many people speak about the big chop and they like, is this the only way to go natural? But you have an option of going natural transitioning, which is dealing with your straight hair and curly hair, and that's a bit complicated in some cases.
Yes.
And then you can do the big chop, which is much faster results.
Yes.
But then you also need to know what products, how to protect your hair, when to trim. So speak to us more about the big chop.
Okay, so with a big chop, it's always easier to go all in. So if you, that cap was down. Okay, so with a big chop, it's always easier to go all in. The best thing about a big chop is getting to know and understand your hair from birth, if you can say it like that.
Without any
interruptions,
relaxed ends,
yes.
because it's complicated, especially if you don't know what you're doing.
What you're doing, exactly. And the benefit of it being so short is that you don't have to worry about styling. So just getting your processes right, shampoo, deep condition, and then applying your leave-in conditioner and oils so that your hair stays moisturized while it's short. Moisturized hair grows, so that's important to note. A lot of the people who transition want to transition because they're not ready to get rid of the length. So that is the commitment they are doing or giving themselves. But if you are someone who wants to go all in and take it seriously, a big chop would really help you move forward.
And especially if you're not prepared to cut everything off, especially if your growth is so little.
Yeah.
We understand that you don't want to cut your hair, and it is a little bit of a challenge, but I say it's worth it, because if you're not ready to struggle, if you're not ready to, obviously if you're transitioning and you don't big chop, you are not going to have the afro tomorrow. When you big chop, it's about a period of transitioning to natural, so you won't be able to have your afro. But when you big chop, it is your natural hair immediately, kind of vibe.
Yes,
right?
Definitely. With my experience, I had dreadlocks for a while, so I was a bit nervous to go all off. Instead, I let my dreadlocks grow without twisting them, and I cut them off to quite a short length. That allowed me to still have hair to play with. So it was also still my natural hair, short, but it was a big
chemicals,
chop.
Nothing.
Yes, no chemicals. And what I think people are worried about is that big chop means shaven all off, fresh off.
That
it doesn't mean that at all.
Yes. And I think people are so scared of that. They like, I'm gonna go natural, I'm gonna do the big chop, but it doesn't mean you need to do a number one cut. It can mean that you have some hair to play with. And it's just
and also, like on the big chop thing, there is that fear that you will feel and look ugly to other people. And it's important to note, going on this journey, especially, you're not doing this for other people.
So and you're going to get criticized a lot. So much.
It doesn't matter to you. Like, you know why you are on that journey. So each step the 2 weeks after I cut my hair, I didn't like the way I looked. I was mad at my husband for cutting my hair. It wasn't even his fault.
Yes.
But I didn't feel like I looked good because I was used to how I used to look.
Yes, with
So
that straight hair.
yes.
Everybody liked that.
Yes.
Now when you changing your look, everybody's like, was I confused? But I don't know.
Are you going through some trauma?
Yes, yes. And it shouldn't be the case. In my experience, I also went through that where family was like, what's going on with your hair? Because I was transitioning. I transitioned for a year. I didn't want to cut. So there was a space of time where my hair was curly at the roots and super long till here. So literally from year to year, it was just straight dead. It was
And
waves.
you were wearing those
And
wet
I was
noodles.
wearing that noodles, and it was so nice. I thought I was living my
Your
best
best
life.
life,
But obviously, when I cut it, I actually got to sew my natural curl
Your spiral,
pattern,
yeah.
my pattern
Yeah.
actually. So once I got rid of that dead ends, I sew my hair and it lifted immediately.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also, on that point, when like I was saying about the 2 weeks, you know, you won't feel comfortable unless you start playing with your hair.
Yes.
I know you have a lot of naturals who are not prepared to try anything new.
Yes.
You need to understand that you're stepping out of your comfort zone. So if you're not used to a middle path or a side path, this is the
Yes.
time to try it. Try it. You never know you're gonna look. You might look good or might not look good, but try
Yes,
it.
yes.
It's the best way to move past the whole. Oh, I'm so gross looking. Try it.
And accessorize.
Definitely.
Do your dukes. Marley
Your
Grey has some
bows.
amazing dukes. We'll talk about that now. Dukes. What else do
Bows,
you have?
accessories,
Bows.
pins, even a simple bobby pin can
Yes.
side
Make a faux fringe or
faux
something
fringe
like
or
that.
something.
Yeah.
There's many things that you can do.
Yeah. And also what I wanted to say is that being a natural means that what works for me is not going to work for the next person.
Yeah.
So you literally need to go and find your routine, your products that work for you, because I can suggest till my face is blue. But if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. So if I say that a curl refreshing spray works on my hair, it might not work for you. So try something else. Maybe if you've got thicker strands,
Yes,
you try a butter.
a butter would be best.
Suggest something to the ladies with the type 4 hair.
Okay, are we speaking about styling?
Styling products.
Okay.
Yes.
With type 4 hair, we obviously need a bit more moisture. Our hair type is a bit drier, so you need more moisture. And what I find is applying rose water, something that hydrates your hair, before you apply your leave-in conditioner helps as well. And
So is that refreshing? So after washing, you spray the rose water.
after
and
I
then-
rinse out my deep conditioner, yes, I
Yes.
spritz with some rose water and then
Okay.
I apply my leave-in conditioner and oil
Okay.
because the lock method is quite important.
Okay.
But what people don't understand that the lock method doesn't just mean leave-in conditioner, oil and cream. For me, my lock method is leave-in conditioner, oil, a gel and a butter. So
Okay.
the gel will create the hold, and I usually do twist outs because I'm not always keen to wear my hair out because of the fact that type 4 hair shrinks out in this weather.
Yep.
Shrinkage will end up in knots, knots will end up in breakage. In that case, I would rather protective style. So for me, my styling always entails gel, butter, plait, or twist or flat twist, anything that protects my hair. I can then swish that up in a cool style, pin it up here, you know, have the side out, whatever. And then as the week progresses, when my hair is starting to look a bit dull, I'll start taking it out. That's another hairstyle you have. Your hair still moisturized from the butter as well, and you know, it lasts for a lot longer. So
Yeah.
that's how I style my hair. I mean, that might not work for you, as Liesl was saying, but it's important to try out different products. Yeah.
Okay. So I also just want to share about my curly hair routine. I'm a very lazy natural. So for me, it's just like gooi whatever on and I want to see results.
Yeah.
So I'd normally wash once a week and then deep condition. I try not to comb my hair when I'm deep conditioning it. I try using my fingers more. Leave it on for a few minutes and then rinse. And then I finish it off with our curl activating cream. We do have a curl activating cream. And then in the front, especially to get some nice definition, I like finger coiling. And then you can decide if you want to diffuse your hair or air dry. I find that in the colder days, I do diffuse my hair, and it also gives me that volume immediately, whereas with air drying, it dries and you still need to fluff it out.
Yeah, you need to stretch it a bit, yes.
Yes.
Because you air drying, obviously your hair naturally dries, obviously.
Yes.
You also get some of that shrinkage, so you need to stretch it a bit with the afro pick and so on.
And it is quite compact,
Yeah.
so once it's 100% dry, I tend to
then you
fluff it out. Yes.
Because I mean, if you touch your hair while it's still drying, you end up with a lot of the frizz and stuff.
Yes, we know that too well. So Marian, tell us a bit about your wash day routine. What do you do? How do you do?
Okay, so I'm actually the opposite of Liesl in terms of my wash day.
Not lazy at
not
all.
lazy. I don't skip a step. I'm on it. So the only difference with mine is that, not the only difference, but that she washes once a week, where I can stretch my wash day.
So pre-poo?
Yes, so I pre-poo with oils. I am very much someone who DIYs. So a lot of the times, if I don't want the oiliness, or I'm dealing with an itch or something, I'll put an aloe vera plant. I'll open it up and I'll apply it to my scalp and I'll apply it to my hair.
Apply that goodness to the
yes,
scalp.
that also gives such a lot of slip for detangling as well. So I find that that's a really nice pre-poo. After my pre-poo, I will cleanse my scalp. That could be anywhere from a shampoo to an apple cider vinegar rinse. Like I said, I am a DIY mixtress, so apple cider vinegar is one of my favorites over the store products. And then I'll deep condition with an avocado. I mean, if I'm lazy, and this is where my laziness comes in, I will get a store product. I will even get my Curl Chemistry deep condition. I'll dish out 2 spoons and I'll put an avocado in there and I'll put some oils in, and that will be my deep conditioner.
To add extra
to
moisture.
To boost my deep conditioner, because I always listen to my hair. If my hair is feeling some type of way, dry or weak or brittle, that is what I decide I'm going to put into my deep conditioner.
So and we're going to have to speak more about that in another video, because that's another video's content. But yes,
and then after my deep conditioner, I will just do my rose water, and then I'll apply my leave-in conditioner and oil and gel and butter, and I make sure that my hair gets plaited away and moisturized and protected for a period of time. That's my routine.
We know that a lot of people, well, in my opinion or in my experience, I get a lot of questions about how to go natural, and we just wanted to clear up some myths about natural hair. So a lot of people ask me, if I use Curl Chemistry, is my hair going to curl? Which is very difficult for us to explain, because we don't know where you are in your natural hair journey. We need to know, are you transitioning? What's your type of hair type? Because it's really difficult to say from me messaging you on the phone.
Facebook,
So I have no idea who you are, what your hair looks.
Doing to get it to that point.
So what Curl Chemistry actually does is it moisturizes the natural hair that you already have. So it's not going to create the curls for you. It's going to moisturize the curls that you already have. So if you are transitioning, you can still use our products, because you are working your way towards natural hair. Maybe you would just like to use the shampoo and conditioner because you maybe not styling your hair yet. Maybe you're plaiting your hair, maybe you're putting it in a bun.
Maybe it's still shaven.
Shampoo and conditioner will work. And then maybe the curl refreshing spray for the small TWA, the tiny weeny fro, or afro.
Teeny weeny afro. Yes.
So our products are not going to create curls for you, but it does moisturize and help manage your natural hair.
On that also, I think a lot of the times there are people who think that going natural just means getting an afro. There's a lot of people with type 1 hair who think, I'm not going to go natural, like I'm going to have an afro.
Or they send you a picture of something that they want, but in the meantime, that's not their texture.
Right.
So you need to work with your texture.
And then there's obviously people who have started the natural journey, and 2 months later, they will message and say, why don't I have a looser curl? Because that's what God gave you. So the curl that you have is what you need to work with. Not aim for hair goals, and I want a type 3. We're not all type 3s. First
and
check
health
what you have.
is more important than anything else.
Yep.
I mean, if you have an afro, make sure your afro is on fleek. If you have waves, make sure your waves is on fleek.
Yes.
I mean, you can't send me a picture and say, I want an afro when you've got looser curls. Yeah. I mean, it's also a learning experience. There's hacks and ways you can get volume, and there is ways of cutting your hair maybe in a certain style to give volume, but
diffusers as well, which you
diffusing
can find
your
in
hair.
Marley Grey store.
Yes, but obviously sending us a picture and saying this is what you want from a product is not gonna work. Yeah, that's just something.
A product doesn't make the curl that you want. It's your routine, following it, being consistent.
Yes,
would get you to that point of healthy hair.
Yes, and I also think that it's important to note that water is your best friend. If your hair is dry, it's gonna be so complicated. So even if you wake up the next morning and you just need to spritz a little bit of water to liven that baby up, spray some water.
Lock in the moisture with an oil afterwards.
Yes, we are really not scared of even the rain. We say rain come down because we love
bless us.
So that is the thing about natural hair. You need a lot of moisture and you need to lock in that moisture with either oil, a butter, or cream.
A cream.
Anything.
Or some styling agent.
Yes. Hair is not gonna look flames every day, but don't wash it every day. Rather do like a flexi rod and then protect it at night to let your style last longer instead of washing every day, because it's gonna become tiring.
Very much, and it can throw you off the course. And this is how people get to the part where they're like, natural hair is too much.
Yeah,
it's not. You making it a lot of work. Just minimize your workload by getting the accessories that help you on your journey.
Yes,
and that's why we're here.
Yes. So thank you so much for tuning in. We hope that we gave you some great advice. We hope that everything we said was interesting to you. If you do have any questions, please do ask. We are available for questions, and also let us know if there's something that we didn't cover that you might need some help with. We would love to shoot another video. Maybe we should do a part 2.
We can do a part, definitely.
Yeah. So let us know what you'd like to see in the part 2. And also visit the Marley Grey website, social media, and as well, you can also visit the Curl Chemistry website. Yeah, we'll try that. So the Curl Chemistry website as well as social media. Message us, we are here for you.
We definitely are. I mean, if you come onto Marley Grey website, you can also email us. If you're having difficulty with your hair, you can book a consultation with us, and we will actually sit down and advise you for what works for your hair type, for your lifestyle, for your budget. So have a look.
Thank you ladies for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.